that cup left. How did I not buy more when I was in Japan this time? For the price, it is definitely a really good high quality mask, and it has just so many wonderful ingredients. Just one squeeze is like the perfect amount of product. Everything you ever want in an eye cream. Minasan konnichiwa, this is Tina and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm going to be sharing the best special care products of 2023. If that sounds like your thing, then please go ahead and channel 登録しちゃってください。しちゃいなよ。So when I say special care, I'm talking about those products that are extra on top of your kind of basic standard regular skincare routine. So things like masks or eye and lip care, things like that. Before we get started, my skin type is dry, dehydrated, and the general climate that I live in leans to the drier side, being Melbourne, Australia. Alrighty, well, I think I'm gonna start off with sheet masks. It's so hard to say sheet masks, isn't it? Every time I say it, I feel like I sound like an idiot. One of my favorite extra care items ever, and I must say I'm like thrown right back into the deep end with them in the last few months. Since my last trip to Japan, I feel like I'm just obsessed with sheet masks all over again, and I'm doing them almost every day. And I do really feel like you see the difference the more you use them. First one I have is one that I fell in love with pretty much as soon as I started using it, and it is the Lululun Precious Green Balance Sheet Mask. I'm pretty sure this is like my third pouch of these this year, and this one pouch includes 7 sheet masks. Now they do have a bigger version, the box that has like I think about 30 sheet masks, which probably would make more sense for me to get, but 30 is a lot and I feel like I don't usually get through big bulk ones that quickly. So this this 7 sheet pouch is kind of like a good one where I feel like I can get through it in a good amount of time. So Lululun is probably one of like top 2 most well-known brands in Japan when it comes to sheet masks. This green precious one specifically is I think like one of their top 3 best-selling products of all time, and Lululun do have many products, so for it to be in the top 3 is like pretty impressive because there are just so many options to choose from. So why I like this one is because it is their balance type, which in Japan, balance usually means something to retain a healthy skin environment, if that makes sense. It means to hydrate, moisturize, but also to help prevent breakouts and keep your skin at like a healthy state. So that's what balance usually stands for. This one includes ingredients like ceramides, beta-glucan, peptides, all amazing ingredients that I personally love that's going to help moisturize and help that skin barrier as well. And then they also have their patented ingredient called L22, which is a blend of ingredients. It's got like jojoba, squalane, other like just skin loving ingredients, and it's supposed to mimic most ideal oil balance of a 22-year-old. That's why it's called L22, which is very interesting, very specific. And it is also free from colorants, fragrance, mineral oil, and alcohol. So this one I would choose to use when I want a little bit of extra something. Other sheet masks that I love from Japan are Saborino, which are great, especially when you're short on time or in the morning, but they are pretty fresh on the skin, whereas this one has a bit more nourishment. The sheet itself is fairly basic, but it is on the thicker side and it definitely soaks in a lot of that essence. The fit is like, it's fine. It's nothing like super extremely good, but not bad either. For the price, it is definitely a really good high quality mask, one that I did repeat purchasing and using this year. I have another sheet mask, which I actually feel like I possibly have never talked about on my channel. The Mary May Niacinamide Vitamin C Brightening Mask. Korean brands do a lot of individual sheet masks, whereas Japanese ones do a lot of bulk ones. So this was the first time that I feel like from a Korean brand that I tried a bulk sheet mask pack. And I must say, Koreans do know what they're doing when it comes to sheet masks. And I think the biggest difference between sheet masks of Japan and Korea is the quality of the sheet. I feel like Korea does definitely explore kind of different options. They try lots of different materials and stuff for sheet masks, and I really appreciate that. Whereas Japan, I do find a lot of brands do a similar kind of basic cotton mask. So this one, which I also love the packaging, pops up like this, and it does have tweezers in the top, but this one, I don't even know quite how to describe it. It's kind of like gauzy, meshy type of sheet. It's nothing crazy, especially if you compare it to like jelly masks and things like that. But for a bulk pack, it is a very nice quality sheet that adheres really well. Like you can see that it is still kind of that really flexible sheer sheet mask, especially compared to like the Lululun. So for a bulk sheet mask pack, I thought it was such high quality and it really does stick well to the face. Not only that, it does give you a really decent amount of hydration. I mean, I'm down to, I think the last few in there. It's still soaked in essence. And this one I feel like is a great morning or evening sheet mask. I know there's some sheet masks that feel a little too rich in the morning and it ends up leaving like a bit of a film on your skin and it peels with your makeup. But this one, I would be happy to use it in the morning or even in the evening. It's enough nourishment. The main ingredients are basically in the product name, but niacinamide and vitamin C. So it is going to help to give your skin a brighter, more even look. And it does also have hyaluronic acid to hydrate. I know they do have other sheet masks in this range. I think they even have like a Hotinyo Kodada one, which I would be very, very stoked to try. But after trying this one, I was like, you know what? KBD brands should definitely do more bulk pack sheet masks because they know what they're doing. And I do have just one wash off mask because this was basically the only one that I used semi-consistently this year. The House of Dohwa White Rice Wash Off Mask. I must say, I feel like I'm becoming less and less of a wash off mask person. I feel like it does take a little bit of extra effort and I'm kind of lazy and the whole process is a little bit like time consuming and all of that. And I feel like a lot of wash off masks do cater more to oilier, breakout prone combo skin because a lot of them are like clay masks or they're exfoliating or things like that. As I said, this was pretty much the only wash off mask that I semi-consistently use this year. It is a gently exfoliating wash off mask that contains 9 extracts of rice. So it's going to help with skin texture as well as kind of help to brighten and even out your skin over time too. When I have a little bit of extra time and I do want to pamper myself, that is when I like to use a wash off mask. And the texture of this one, it's so delightful. And also the fragrance, which it does contain fragrance. It's not natural fragrance, but I love the fragrance. It does smell like toasted rice. Sorry, I think I got a little bit on my nose there. Whole experience I enjoy. So I think this is my like second tube or pouch or whatever you want to call it. Next, we are going to talk about toner pads, which I do only have one. I had a couple other like, oh, they could make the top, but I didn't finish them up. And this was the only toner pad that I actually ended up completely finishing start to end in just like a few months. The Torriden BALANCEFUL toner pad. I honestly can't say it's like super unique or super special in terms of a toner pad. I have tried many toner pads that I feel like are similar, especially the actual pad. It is that very basic, rough on one side, smooth on the other, and yet I went through it, as I said, in a few months, which I don't usually do with toner pads. It does take me a little while to get through toner pads, so there must be a reason to why I keep reaching for this one. Also had a second container open that I was using in Japan, but I passed that on to one of my friends to use. But yeah, I can't tell you exactly what it is that makes me keep choosing this one, but this subconscious version of me kept reaching for it over other ones, so I'm gonna assume that I do like it. The whole BALANCEFUL line from Torriden is all about soothing and calming the skin while gently exfoliating. I think it has like 5 different extracts of Centella asiatica in there. This one does have both LHA and PHA, so it is going to gently exfoliate your skin. For me, it was that refreshing wipe, so I would use it a lot on my neck as well, and as like a first wipe off step, I feel like I definitely needed to follow up with like a proper toner most of the time, just because I do have that dry, dehydrated skin. But if you have oily combo skin, you probably would be able to get away with just wiping down with this and it being enough hydration. Yeah, next I think we'll talk about eye creams because I am such a fan of eye cream. I know not everybody uses them or finds them necessary, but it does always make me take a moment to kind of take care of that delicate eye area. I've also got a lot of people onto using eye creams, like a lot of friends where I just kind of suggested using an eye cream and they were like, wait, I actually really like this. And I'm like, yeah, it actually makes a difference. The first one I have is the TOCOBO Collagen Brightening Brightening Eye Gel Cream. I don't know if I've ever talked about this one on my channel, but obviously I have enjoyed it. I'm almost done, and I feel like eye creams is a product where it feels like it just goes on forever. This one I love using in the morning. It has been my morning eye cream for probably like 6+ months now. It is a gel texture, so it is really light and it feels just like a water gel on the skin. It glides out, it plumps up that area, and it does sink in and hydrate the skin really well. And one of the other reasons why I love it so much is because it works perfectly with makeup. I know some eye creams can feel sticky or heavy and they end up appealing with your makeup, and it is just not a good time, whereas this one I can apply like a fairly generous amount and it does not interfere with my makeup at all. So whenever I wear makeup, this is also the eye cream that I tend to apply. It has 81% of lavender flower water, which I'm not actually sure what it does. Yeah, what does it do? But it also has retinol, niacinamide, and plant-based collagen. This one does have fragrance. I honestly didn't really notice it. And this is kind of crazy. It'll be really hard to capture on camera, but I'll try to do it. It has a very subtle shimmer to the actual like formula. Initially, I didn't realize, and then Logan, my partner, pointed it out. He's like, wait, it's glittery. Really fine shimmer. And I'm wondering if like it's supposed to help like reflect the light to make it look brighter. I'm going to assume that's usually the reason why they put like shimmer or glitter into eye products. But yeah, when you apply it, it's definitely not obvious. Like you honestly can't even see it. So I don't know if it actually does anything or not, but it is very pretty. And the other eye cream I have is the HaruHaru Wonder Black Rice Bakuchiol eye cream. Beautifully textured eye cream that is plenty nourishment for nighttime, yet it is still light enough to wear during the day. I mean, I have still been wearing the TOCOBO one mainly, so this one has been my kind of go-to night eye cream, and it has just so many wonderful ingredients. So it has that fermented black rice extract, which is an antioxidant. It has bakuchiol in it. It also has centella to soothe the skin. It has natto gum, which is supposed to be like a plant-based collagen, so it helps with skin elasticity. It also has niacinamide, which we know is basically good for everything, and then also adenosine, which helps with well aging, slow aging, all of that. The packaging is very sleek. It also has a pump, even though it is a tube, and just one squeeze is like the perfect amount of product. So you don't have to worry about like how much you're squeezing out. Everything you ever want in an eye cream. One spot treatment, I guess you could call it, the P.CALM One Day BATECA Spot Patch. I do believe I actually discovered this last year, but I realized I didn't include it in my best of last year because I hadn't used it that long, so I wasn't sure like quite how much I loved it. And I believe I included the Skin Food Spot Patch last year, whereas this one has become possibly my all-time favorite pimple patch. My only complaint is that I wish it came in smaller patches, and that's why I love the Skin Food one, because it came in like an actual mini patch, and I need those little mini ones, whereas this one does only come in 2 sizes. I mean, still the 2 sizes that most people probably need, and I feel like they do have better adhesion. Is that what you call it? Like they do stick better on the skin and last longer than the Skin Food one, and that's why I ended up liking it better. I also do really like the packaging. It's very slim. You can just like slip it in your little makeup bag, or when you're traveling, it's perfect too. I also like the fact that compared to most other pimple patches, you can tear it off sideways rather than like, I feel like most patches are that way. So you end up having this like super long piece of plastic with your last little patch on there, and then if you store it wrong, it like pulls off the patch and you end up wasting it. Whereas this, it's like 3 and then you tear it off and then you keep going. So I thought that was different compared to other brands and better. Honestly, I don't know how many I've been through. I think I've been through like 5 or 6 packs of these, and whenever I am like giving a pimple patch away to someone, like I even had someone recently that Logan's working with that wanted to try pimple patches, and I was like, yes, get them to to try P.CALM because I just feel like it is a great example of what pimple patches should be. All right, last product we have today is a lip product, and it was easily my new favorite lip balm pick of this year, and it is the Nivea Deep Moisture Melty type. So Melty type is the important part for this one. So you guys should know that I love the regular Nivea Deep Moisture and have for years now. I discovered it when I was living in Japan, so over 5 years ago I discovered the Nivea Deep Moisture and I was in love with it. About a year ago they came out with this Melty type, so it's essentially the same but meltier. I mean, obviously that's what the name says. A bit more glossy, a bit more balmy, and I absolutely love it. I must say I love it even more than the original one, and I bought so many backups when I went to Japan. I don't know how many I've got left now. I think I've already been through about 3 or 4 of them this year. How many do we have left? Do I only have 1 left? Oh my god. I only have 1 backup left. How did I not buy more when I was in Japan this time? I think I thought I had way more than I actually had. So this is my favorite one, the honey that's in the yellow packaging. This one is the olive and lemon flavor, which is fine. I actually really enjoy the fragrance, but the taste is kind of interesting. Whereas the honey one, I feel like you can smell the honey, but you can't actually taste anything. So I definitely do prefer this one. And the way you can tell the melty type is that it has this like meltiness on the packaging. Easily my favorite lip balm this year, like easily. Although my best friend in Japan, because she always used the regular Nivea Deep Moisture as well, and I asked her, I was like, isn't the melty type the best? And she was like, no, it's too melty. So obviously it's personal preference. She doesn't like the melty type. She likes the original one better. If you go to Japan, please stock up because they're the best in my opinion. Well, there you have it guys. Best special care picks of this year. I really do hope you enjoyed them. I hope I didn't miss anyone. I feel like special care is always a hard category because you can include like so much. If you want to check out another one of my best of videos, I have selected 2 here for you guys. And if you want to know when the newest ones come out, make sure you are subscribed so you can be notified when it comes out, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye! Thanks for joining! Mwah!